You have one unheard message.
Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Jenny.
I need some help.
You'll never believe what they said to me.
Help me, Jenny. Help me, Jenny.
Hi, it's Jenny, modern day etiquette expert. I'm here to help. All of your awkward encounters, uncomfortable boundaries, and questionable social interactions are welcome here. We can navigate them together with warmth, empathy, and curiosity because Jenny says so. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Jenny Says So. We have reached the final episode of the season, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has written in questions and everybody who has voiced the questions. We so appreciate all of you and the audience, everybody that's left beautiful reviews. We are so grateful for our audience and for the ability to connect with people. I get feedback that this is a very helpful podcast, so I'm so glad to help you with your boundaries, etiquette, and relationship questions. That being said, this is my work, so I need to get into the next question, which is about work. This question comes to us about what to do when you become the office unofficial therapist. So I won't spoil it for you. Let's get to the question. Roll that voicemail.
You have one unheard message.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you so much for your thoughtful advice. It always helps me feel grounded. I'm calling in with a question about workplace boundaries. I've been at my job for 5 years, and I have a great relationship with my coworkers. But lately, I've noticed that I'm becoming the unofficial office therapist. People stop by my desk to vent, they text me after hours with personal issues, they even ask me to mediate conflicts. And while I want to be a good colleague, it's starting to really affect my own stress levels. How can I compassionately shift this dynamic without coming across as cold or unapproachable? Thank you. Signed, Overloaded with Oversharing in Oregon.
Okay, my poor overloaded with oversharing in Oregon. I hear you. I've been there. And I think it's not only do you mention that it's stressful and that it's a lot to handle, it also puts you in a very awkward position. I imagine I have been in this position, and it often put me in a very awkward position where I was forced to have this information, and then you don't always know what to do with it or the best way to deal with it or how to express it, or maybe also you have the other person's side, and so you're like, do I mediate this? It becomes a big responsibility. So I want to celebrate that you are clearly a warm and empathetic person that people feel safe with. That is a beautiful thing to be. It's a tough thing to be in this world. And it is a tough thing to be for many reasons, but one of the reasons is that people will come and talk to you and tell you things that are going on. And I just want to hold you in that space and say, yay for you, but also I'm sorry. And I know that it's a lot of responsibility. The question here is, how do we maintain relationships, but also boundaries? And the answer is that you're going to have to find some ways to work around people's need to vent. And I think that this is a matter of training people to not come to you anymore. There's a little bit of a boringness and a redirect that you're going to have to do. So I think that while it's so nice to listen when people are telling you things, you're going to have to be kind of boring and also maybe be like, I'm so sorry. I need to do this right now. I've got to get back to work, and just focus on the work and just keep. And it is like sleep training a toddler. They get out of bed, you pat them on the back, you don't say any words, and you just put them back to bed, you give them a kiss, and you go every time. And it's got to be sort of boring. The whole process has to be a little bit boring. When they come to you to vent, they're looking for you to be warm and empathetic, which I know comes naturally to you, and that's why they come to you. So it's hard not to be. But you've got to tone that down a little bit so that they stop doing that, because it puts you in a very difficult position, like professionally and also emotionally and energetically. So I want to say, like, it's necessary that we turn the spigot off on this office venting that they're doing at your desk and in your text messages at night. And I think the text messages at night is a little bit easier because you can be like, oh my God, I know, what a day. I've got to go tune out. I'm going to go make dinner and watch The Office. And then The Office. That maybe don't say watch The Office. Sorry. You could say, I'm going to go make dinner and watch Etoile, which is the new Amy Sherman-Palladino show. And you could just be like, I'm turning off notifications. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, meet you for coffee tomorrow. But I think that you might need to be a little bit boring. And I also think like it might not be as much fun, but you might also have to like not be going out to coffee with people, not give them the spaces to put you in this position because clearly there's something and I do think that you can train people to not do that with you. They have to see you as not the person to vent to anymore. And if that also means telling them stuff that's not related, talking about TV shows, changing the subject so that this isn't the thing that they know to talk to you about, and just sort of almost changing the channel on your relationship with them. And that might mean sometimes changing the channel to Etoile or to the weather channel, right? Just go real boring on them. It's not a fun way to be. It's not how I want you to be. I want you to be able to be yourself, but not always everybody can handle you being your warm, wonderful, empathetic self all the time. So this is my advice, is to just get a little boring, change the subject, get back to work, and redirect. You're redirecting until they are trained to not come to you anymore. I do have a feeling that if you take all of this advice and then you end up leaving your office space and going to a new company, it will be different. It is very hard. It is much harder to reset boundaries with people who have benefited from having none or loose boundaries, you having no or loose boundaries, than newly establishing boundaries with new people who from the get are not allowed to vent to you. And you just get boring and you say, I know. Wouldn't it be great if we all won the lottery? And then you say, till then, I got to go put this data in this document. And that's just how it's got to be. And that's my advice. That's what I have to say about that. So I'm closing the book on season 1 of Jenny Says So. We are so grateful. I know I said this at the top, but we are so grateful for everybody that has written in. We are accepting questions for the next season. So if you have a question, please email us at jennysaysso@freshstartsregistry.com. And if you have a question, you can contact me at Genevieve Dreisen on Instagram or hi@freshstartsregistry.com. We look forward to next season. I know we have a couple of questions that have already come in and they're wonderful and exciting, and we cannot wait to get the next season to you. Thanks for tuning in to Jenny Says So. Remember, setting boundaries and practicing modern etiquette isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up with kindness, respect, and authenticity in every interaction. Keep practicing, keep learning. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself when needed, and never forget, no is a complete sentence. Do you have a question you need a little help with? Head to freshstartsregistry.com/JennySaysSo and ask away. All questions are anonymous, and I'm here to help.